All right, guys. So we're on here tonight because we understand that there are a ton of resources, and sometimes it can get a little bit confusing on how to actually use those in the real life, like day to day of being a promoter. So we wanted to give you a quick rundown of a couple of examples of how we each personally use the different resources that we have, and show you, how you can navigate those easier. This probably isn't going to cover every single way that you can use the resources. So you might just need to go on there and click around. Like, you're not going to mess anything up. It's fine to go on the Trello board and click around and look at the different things. In fact, it's highly encouraged. But we just wanted to show some examples of like real life, like I said, how we actually use this every single day. And one of my favorite things is using the links that we have. So I'm going to screen share and I'm going to show you guys how I do this. We're going to kind of do like a little bit of a role play here, and Heather is going to be my customer. So what she's saying, just pretend like she's typing. Okay, go
Hey
ahead.
Tracy, I've seen some of the stuff you're posting about. What is this Thrive thing that you're doing, and how can I find more information out about it?
Okay, perfect. So now I have two options. I can either spend the next 30, 45 minutes going back and forth with her, typing, sending voice messages, things like that. And yes, that works. It's effective. It's great. But that is a time suck. And we have these resources specifically to help people automate things and save time. So I have in my notes, both on my phone and on my computer, I have all of these links right here. This is the opportunity Zoom, training link for new promoters, interested customers. This is the customer resource page. We don't use this anymore. And then here are the two Trello links. I have this saved in my notes so that I can quickly copy, paste, and send. So what I would do in this situation, I would copy this interested customer link right here. I would paste that over and I would send her a voice clip and say, hey, I would love to help you get some information about this. This link right here that I just sent is going to give you a ton of information about the product. You do not need to sign up or anything like that on this link. This is just to help answer any questions that you might have right off the bat while I'm busy doing XYZ. I'll say I'm doing the dishes or I'm tending to the kids, helping them with homework, whatever it might be. And then I let them know I'm going to check back in a few minutes. So she's going to read the link. She's going to see all about the product. And then in a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes, I'm going to check back in and I'm going to say, hey, what did you think about that link? Did you have any questions? Now, what this does is it's going to get her straight to the point of being like, okay, so I saw that there's a couple of different patches. It sounds like the Black Label is going to be the best for me because it's going to help with mood support. Do you think that that would be the best bet for me? We just cut out 30 minutes of conversation to get to that point. I didn't need to talk about how the product works. I didn't need to talk about how it's a 3-step system. She saw it. She read it for herself. Boom, just saved myself and her a ton of time. So let's say she's now interested in being a promoter. Go ahead, Heather.
Hey Tracy, I'm loving these products. I love how I feel on them. I definitely want to try to Thrive for free and get some referrals going, but I figured if I'm going to do that, then why not go ahead and be a promoter and get paid to do it as well? What information do I need to know in regards to being a promoter, or where can I read more to see if I'm actually interested in doing that?
Okay, perfect. So remember, it's really, really, really important that you want to answer the questions that are asked, right? She specifically asked, like, can I get some more information about being a promoter? She doesn't know to ask about fees. She doesn't know to ask about what kind of product she needs to order. She doesn't know to ask about whether or not we have a bonus period. She has none of that information yet, right? So whenever she's simply just asking for more information, the easiest thing that you can do is come right here, copy this link that says Opportunity Zoom and send that to her. Whenever you open that up, hopefully it'll open. Remy, go see dad. Sorry, guys, you already know I got a ton of kids. Whenever you open that up, it's literally just the cutest little website giving them a ton of information. Click here, they can go on to the next page. It's going to show what we do, how we talk about our experience. There's even another page, and I also always make sure to let them know that they don't need to sign up for anything on this because they already have an account, right? So just send this to them, tell them to take a look through it. It literally answers every single question. Sorry, my kid is freaking out. But you click right here and it's literally going to show the packages. This is one of my favorite resources that we have right here because it breaks everything down without you having to sit there and talk and talk and talk and talk about what each package is going to come with, the pros, the cons, how much it's going to cost. All of that is right here on this website. You send that to them, They have all the information. And then again, you come back and you ask them, what questions can I help answer for you? What specific questions do you have? And answer those questions as they come. Right? Don't waste all of your time and their time going through everything, because we already know that a lot of times people say they're interested in being a promoter, but then they don't actually jump yet, right? And that's just a ton of time wasted that you could have spent doing something else. So what I normally do whenever somebody does become a promoter, this is the first thing that I do. I'm going to tell them to download Trello. When they download Trello, I will copy this first link right here, send it to them, tell them to click it. It's going to open the web version. They're going to sign in. They're going to star the board. Once they've done that, let me know. They let me know. Then I copy and send the second one. They do the exact same process again. Sign in on the web version, star the board, boom. They now have access to both of our Trello boards. The promoter startup, as well as the social media content strategy. Those are the two boards right here that they need. See how it has like the little yellow star on there, because they're my starred workspace boards. That's what it's going to look like for them. They won't have all these extra ones. So now they have access to that, right? Then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to send them the links. I copy this whole thing and I send it to them, and I tell them, save this in your notes, because this is what you're going to need for your interested customers. This is what you're going to need for your interested promoters. This is what you're going to need to help onboard your new promoters, right? Then I immediately get them into a 3-way chat with my upline or Courtney, and we're good to go. They're onboarded. They can be added to the team chat, all of those things. Heather was going to show us, I'm going to stop my screen share real quick. I'm going to mute myself too. Sorry. Heather, go on ahead and show.
Okay, let me see if, so my favorite thing that we have as a resource is the YouTube page. And I love it because we record all of our Zooms that we have and put them there. So when somebody comes in and they have questions about the VIP period, my favorite thing to do is send a good, like a VIP Zoom that I was on, or an opportunity webinar that I've been on. My favorite thing to do is to send the link to one of those videos. And I, again, get on them so that I know which ones are my favorites, which ones answer the questions I feel like may pertain to them the best. So in getting into the YouTube, again, we've got the VIP webinar videos. We've got the customer retention. So if they're coming to you and saying, you know, I've got these customers, what can I do to keep them? I'm going to send them the link to the playlist for the customer retention Zooms that Tracy hosts. We've also got the social media tips and tricks. So if they say, you know, I just need help getting my social media cleaned up and getting these things organized, you know, I want to edit my bio. Okay, cool. We have a YouTube video for that. So I just go show them, like, I'll send them the playlist. You know, I think this list of Zooms would be most beneficial for you. I used to be so yellow that I would send them the direct link to the direct video they needed. I have had to stop doing that. So the best thing you can do is just send them to the Thrive Army YouTube page and recommend a specific playlist for them. So then if they're asking about the Thrive products, specifically, our nutrition Zooms cover those products. So if we know for sure, you know, they want to know about biotic, awesome. We have a YouTube video for that that goes in depth with the ingredients and what that is and what it can do for them. So we can send them, if it's a customer especially, you can send that YouTube video. But that is all there if they've got questions about, you know, for themselves or for their potential customers, whatever the case may be, those are all in that, in the YouTube that we've done on Zooms for the nutrition Zooms. If I have a team member that is struggling with mindset, this is another thing I love to do, is send them to those mindset Zooms that we record. Guys, if you're not on those Zooms and you're struggling, that's the first place you need to go, is send everybody to the mindset Zooms, because they are life. They will keep you afloat on their hard time, or, you know, hard days that will inevitably come. But absolutely utilize that YouTube link, the YouTube videos that we have up, the team page, because it is key there to growing your team, to growing, you know, knowing your nutrition products. You know, so many people come in and they're like, I want to promote, but not until I understand all the products. Cool. Here's this playlist of all the products. Go watch your heart out and let me know when you're ready to promote. There's so many different ways you can utilize that. So does that make sense? My screen share gets really wonky and I don't want it to be all laggy. I can tell it's doing that right now.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And I do know also, here, I'll share my screen real quick. When we are talking about the YouTube page, we have the link right here on, we have so many new cards. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second to find it. I know we have it on here, the link for the YouTube page. So they can have access to that at any point in time or not. They used to be like right around in
You
here.
passed it. Keep going. Go back. Right there at the top.
Oh, there it is. Self-development. Okay. So whenever you go to the Thrive Army YouTube channel, like Heather was saying, there's going to be different playlists. We did that for a specific reason. We wanted people to be able to see specifically what they are looking for. You don't have to sit here and go through all the different ones. So there's building relationships, closing, the sale, Monday mantras. We have guest speakers. We have the work with me recordings. I think I just clicked play all instead of what I was trying to click. That, oh, wow. That is my face down there with very bold lipstick on. I don't know how to make that go away. I don't know where. How do you make it go away? Oh my Atlanta. Okay, well, I'm just going to stop sharing my screen now because I apparently do not know how to work the YouTube. Wow. But yeah, the point is that we have a ton of resources on the YouTube page. You need to be able to go on those playlists and look up what specific need you have. Casey is going to take us through a couple of different features on the Trello board real quick. Can you screen share or do you need me to screen share?
I'm gonna try. I hope it doesn't get wonky. But I do want to add on that also, if Trello board is not your thing right from the very get-go, and you have a promoter that's not, that's having a hard time with Trello, to access that YouTube channel, it's in guides on the new team page. So if you just go to the team page and go to guides, it's right there on that first one. I think it's like the fourth. I can actually look at it real quick. I think it's like the fourth guide down YouTube training. So yeah, so that's there too. So also the other thing I wanted to talk about is if you have a promoter that just onboarded, you've given them all the links, and then they're ready to start growing their Facebook community, ready to start joining their groups for their pillars, and they are ready to start RCMing, they're going to need some help. RCMing is kind of a completely foreign concept to a lot of people. And so we have this really great resource that I've used for quite a while that, let me find it real quick. Hold on. All right, not that one. Oh gosh, there's a little thingy in my way. This one. Okay. So Tracy already showed how to get to the social media Trello board. So in the social media Trello board, if you scroll your cards, you will get to resources and guides. Right here on resources and guides, there is an RCM tracker, and I'm going to open it. And you're going to open this PDF file. And this is really cool, guys, if it's gonna open for me. So right here, you can very easily print this out and get your promoter started with you writing out the names of the people that they're adding to their groups, and it breaks it down into very simple steps for them. I am not a react 3 times, comment 3 times, and add person. I'm quicker on the add. But for somebody who's just starting out, they're usually a little bit more hesitant on adding that person. So it's okay to send them this and be like, okay, you're going to react to 3 of their posts. You're going to comment on a few posts, and you're going to try and add them and make sure that you're in their messages talking to them. This just breaks it down super easy. It's got follow-ups. It's got posts. It's a really great resource to be able to give to your people who are just kind of having a little bit harder time grasping the concept of those RPMs. Another really great resource that we have is our fax website. So very much like the opportunity link and the what is Thrive link, we have a fax link. So let's say your promoter has sent out a mini, and their customer is having questions about, how do they do this or whatever it may be, you can send them this link to send to their customers. And this breaks everything down into tips and tricks if they're feeling jittery or tired, if they need to drink more water. And it encourages them on this website to stay in contact with that promoter. Sometimes as new promoters, we like to just kind of keep it very basic and just send the mini and hope that they get back to us. But we really want to encourage our new promoters to stay in contact with those people who are on their minis and to stay in contact with us if they have those questions. But this makes kind of frees up some extra time, answers some extra questions. The last thing that I wanted to do, because I seen it on Tracy's and she just didn't touch on it, is the Zoom text link. So if you have a promoter that needs reminders to get on Zooms, just have them text team to this number. So it's 844-736-9574. That's also going to be in the guides. And if they just text team to that number, then they're going to get automated text messages to remind them to get on those Zooms. Nobody expects you to be on every single one of those Zooms. You need to cater to your life. It's meant to fit inside your life. But all of those Zoom reminders are going to be there so that when the time comes and you've got, hey, a free, 20 minutes, you can sit down and you can watch those Zooms, and they're super informative and extremely helpful. So that's all I've got.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to share my screen one more time and show. Okay, can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right, perfect. I'm going to go back to Trello and go over a couple more things real quick. We also have a podcast that is specifically for Thrive Army, and it is nothing but a bunch of stories and testimonies. So if you are somebody that is looking for testimonies to share, things like that, go to the podcast. That's going to be your best bet. You can go to the podcast at any point in time and you can share any one of those podcasts with anybody. And they're free. They can listen to them from any, I don't know what they're called, platform, I guess, that they use. So like I use the Apple iPod, whatever podcast thingy-majig, but if they don't have Apple, then they can use Spotify or whatever it's called. So that's on there. And then right here, how to onboarding new promoters. This is a step-by-step of what you need to do to get them set up on being a promoter, add them to the Facebook groups, have them download Zoom, so on and so forth. Like this is all literally right here, along with the badge for you to badge their initial picture. Like every single thing. I know that it can be overwhelming once you are just thrown onto Trello and you're like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I promise you cannot mess it up. If you just go on there and you just swipe to the side, you can see what is Thrive. Here are different answers about what Thrive is. What is it that you do? I'm interested in making money. There's that link that I was talking about right there with the potential promoter link. Then you can proceed to interview questions. Right here, here is a list of interview questions that you should be asking every single person that is saying that they want to be a promoter. All you have to do is copy and paste this stuff, guys. This is all put on here specifically to save you time. Why? Because we want to be making money, changing people's lives, and having more time freedom. If you're having to sit here and have every single conversation yourself with people and you have zero part of it automated, you're just losing so much of your time. I promise. I've been there. I've been doing this for 2 years now. We just got these resources. I've spent the last 2 years of my life spending every waking moment on my phone answering questions and helping people. And you don't have to do that anymore. Why should I promote with Lavelle? Here's a ton of different resources and all the different rewards and benefits that we have. The promoter upgrade packages, again, right here, you just click on it and it literally shows you everything. Copy and paste, take a screenshot, send it to them, whatever they need, right? If somebody's asking you what comes in a $400 pack, yeah, you can send them a voice clip, right? If you know it like right off the top of your head, you could send them a voice clip. But if you don't feel comfortable with it, you come here, take a screenshot, send it to them. This also shows the different breakdown if they choose skin, which is awesome because I don't ever remember that information unless I go onto my back office and I go to load my own cart and then I look to see what will happen if I put in 1 skin or 2 skins or whatever. That has it right there for you. Learn the products. Here's a ton of different product information. The proprietary blend breakdown, that is one of my favorite things to use on here because people are like, what is all those stuff that's in the proprietary blend? Because it's the proprietary blend. We don't have amounts, right? Literally just copy and paste, take a screenshot, show them what it's meant to do. It literally tells you what it is meant to help with, why it's in there. Learning the back office, smart sampling. So this is all about mini experiences, tips for closing the deal. Carly made this whole card right here, giving all kinds of tips for closing the deal. Facebook Live interviews. Sue Ellen is like the queen of Facebook Live interviews, and she worked very hard on this whole card here, giving all of her pointers for that. Tips on branding. I did that one. Growing your network. It literally breaks down what you need to be doing, all of your IPAs every single day. It's all right here. Setting a schedule and time blocking. I did that one too. The badges, I saved all of these into my phone now, but if you didn't want to save them into your phone, you could literally just come here and steal it every time you need it. Self-development, it has the YouTube channels and stuff that we always talk about. Here's the link for the Thrive Army podcast. Oh, it's not the link. You have to just go for it. You have to type it into your thing. But it's just called Thrive Army Podcast. Whenever you go to that, it brings up every single episode that they've ever done. Here's I don't know what all is in here. Websites, email services. Okay, so this is like all Courtney's like very high techy stuff. This is all that stuff here that I don't use because I'm not that techy. Print material. I love this one because you can get the all the cute little cards and stuff that you guys see Courtney always sending out. You can get them here and you can send them to her printing service people, whatever, pay them, they'll print them, ship them to you. It's great. Here is a how to set it up Shout app right here. Shout is what I use for all of my customer retention. The one that I'm always talking about with you guys, how I send out the mass text at one time to every single one of my customers. It's using the Shout app. There's a breakdown right here on how to do it. The Equid stores, like our sample website that we now have, you could do plus sign samples and all that stuff on there. Calendly, which is awesome for time management as well. You can find mine and Courtney's Calendly schedule right here. I'm sure as other people get them, they'll add them on there as well. But you can schedule a one-to-one coaching call with either one of us, Facebook Live interview right here, have us guest speak on your Zoom, schedule a three-way call, things like that. Customer leads is a template for tracking leads and customers, which I'm not sure if that spoke. Whoa, that's cool. Okay, I just learned something new. So if you click on that, that's going to give you your own Trello board. You could copy this board and you could keep track. If you were somebody that was very techy, you could keep track of all of your stuff on a Trello board right here. I don't do that because I use the tracker pad like Casey does. But if you are not a pen on paper person, you could do it right there. So the whole point behind us doing this is for us to show you guys that this is not something that you need to be scared of. It's not something that you need to be like, oh, I don't understand how to do it. Just open it. Just open it. Click on it. If you do not have access to the Trello board, like if you cannot open up the Trello board and say, oh yeah, I know how to do this, you need to reach out to somebody. You need to let them know, I don't understand the Trello board. I don't know how to do this. And we can walk you through it. We can direct you to this video. It will show you how to do it. I
think like Casey mentioned the Thrive Army team page, which is the very first thing we're adding people to now instead of the Thrive Army team chat that we had. So that, like Casey said, all of those guides have links to these things. They have the YouTube, they have the Trello, they have all of that. So if they go work through those guides and mark them as done as they go, the beautiful thing is it saves their progress on the page. So that is amazing because they can literally stop, come back and pick up where they left off later once and finish the guides and still hit everything without feeling overwhelmed to do it all in one sitting.
So trying to unmute myself. I'm over here trying to unmute myself. I wasn't even muted. Wow. I was just going to pull this up and show while you were talking about it, but this is the guides, the Thrive Army team page. So you need to be
it's very organized.
As soon as you get on it, you need to be adding people to this, but they're all the guides right here, giving you all kinds of information, literally everything that's in the Trello board. So if Trello board is something that you are not proficient at, if it scares you, get on the Thrive Army group page and go to the guides, look at all the different stuff, take the assessment here. You can see as you've worked on things, it puts the green check mark on there. Zoom training schedule, the text bot, lead tracking strategy, literally everything that you need to know about being a promoter is on this little Facebook page right here. And then of course we have the discussion section where that is like the posts that are being made. So as people comment on things, that will boost it back up. I would recommend whenever you come onto the page, if you go to, I'm not sure how to do it on my computer. I did it on my phone, but there's a way to make it to where you can manage notifications. You want to get it, apparently I didn't. You want to get it for all posts, not just the highlights. You want to make sure that you're being notified every single time that there's a post going up there, because like for today, which if you're watching this in the future, ignore it. But for May 30th, we did not have a leadership Zoom tonight. Instead, we were recording this. So if people who don't get on this group page, they don't know that. They didn't know that there wasn't a Zoom today. So they were all trying to get on the Zoom, and then people were blowing up team chats like, why isn't there the Zoom? So if you turn on your notifications, you'll get notified every single time. I also want to show you guys too real quick. The link for this is also in the Trello board, but if you go to the Change Your Life Now, the lifestyle, this is an amazing resource for both promoters and customers, right? Gabby and Haley work very, very hard on this group. Gabby sends us out a weekly menu every single week. This is last week's. She sends out a weekly menu, and then she tells you in the comments where'd the comments go? She tells you in the comments what you need to buy. This is like a full grocery list right here to make every single meal that is on the menu for that week. And then we also have, I'm not sure where it's at on here. I found it the other day. Maybe I shouldn't be the one showing people this.
Your computer's the best though.
There is a, maybe it's in the about. There's a Trello board for this. I know it's in our other Trello board, but there's a Trello board for the Change Your Life Now, the lifestyle group, and it has all of the recipes. It also has workouts. So your customers, your mini experiencers, your people who are just interested in like eating better could be added to this. They don't even have to be a customer. They could be added to this no matter what. And this is great for all of us. I follow Gabby's meal plan every single week. So this is something that's really good for everybody to have access to, make sure that you know how to use it and that you've.
And the beautiful thing is, if you add somebody that's not even a customer yet, they're going to see Thrive recipe shakes or Thrive shake recipes for creating shakes. So they may see one of those and be like, oh, that sounds really good. How do I get some Thrive shake? Like, you know, like, and then you can be like, awesome. I'm so glad you asked. I would love for you to thrive with me. So it may pull in people inadvertently that are just there for recipes, but then they see something and it triggers. Absolutely utilize.
Yeah. So I just want to, the last thing that I wanted to add to it is, if you guys are getting told by your upline, like, oh, that's on the Trello board, or oh, that's here, oh, that's there, please understand that it is not especially for yellows, like Heather and myself, it is not I don't have time to answer your question. It is us trying to teach you to set boundaries for ourselves, to stick to our own schedule, things like that. So if I were to ask Heather and I was like, hey, how much caffeine is in our Activate packet? Yes, she could answer me if she knew the answer. I don't know if she knows the answer or not. I just asked her because I'm asking her.
But
so she knows the answer to this one.
It's on the Trello board, Tracy. It's on the FAQ page.
Let's say that she doesn't know the answer to that. She could just direct me to the Trello board, right? And because I am an adult and I know how to use Trello and I know that she's not trying to hurt my feelings, I can just go to Trello and I can look for it myself, right? In the process of me trying to save myself time, I was causing her to waste time by helping me, right?
It's the whole like, teach a man to fish and he'll be able to feed, you know, a family, instead of you can give him a fish, but you know, what is he going to do after that? He's going to come back to you asking for another fish because he's hungry. So awesome. I taught someone how to fish and now I don't have to provide fish for them anymore. They know how to go get it when they need it.
Exactly. So if you are somebody, and I'm saying this from the largest vat of love that I have, because I used to be the same person. Courtney used to tell me to YouTube it, and I used to want to reach through my phone and smack her because, like, one, I don't know how to use YouTube. That's not helpful. And two, I was very much in that mindset too of like, isn't it easier to just answer my question? It wasn't until I had a massive team of people asking me questions that I realized, oh, okay, I get it now. I understand. Like, here, go find this resource that we have that we've worked so hard on and answer your own question. So if you've ever been told by one of the uplines or somebody to like go access the Trello board to find anything like that, it's coming from place of love.
And it's very important as our teams grow that we make it known that we're available for all of our downline. We're not just only available for our instant downline. We're available for the really important stuff. But when asking how much caffeine is in an activator, you know, what's the number for the text to Zoom? Those are things that we can figure out on our own, and that's why those resources are there. And again, if Trello's not your thing, the YouTube is there to, or the the new promoter Facebook page is there for our team, but still try to dive into Trello board, still try to use that and learn it, because once you do, it's an invaluable resource, because there's so many things on there that we can do that you just can't implement on a Facebook page. So yeah,
again, and it may not be the best fit for you, but if you get somebody else that it is a good fit for, but you don't know it enough to at least know where to send them so that they can see it and learn it and get used to it, then you're doing them a disservice too. So, in at least knowing these resources and knowing how to access them to be able to give them to your new promoters, it can still benefit your downline, even if it's not necessarily your forte.
Yeah.
It's okay to stumble. We've all done it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I told them the other day, we had the Trello up and active and running and people on it for 2 months before I was even on it. Why? Because I had absolutely no idea how to get on it. I downloaded the app and I created an account, but I didn't have the boards. And I was too scared to ask anybody how to get the boards. Like, how do I get on this thing that you guys are still talking about? I don't know how to do it because I'm an 80K leader. I should know how to do it, right? No, like, we understand people are different. Not everybody is good with technology. But if you don't know how to get on the board, you need to ask. You need to tell somebody, I don't know how to get on the board. I'll volunteer as tribute. I will walk you through step by step how to get on the Trello board, which is why I have the Barney style step by step. This is how you get on it for my new promoters now, because that's exactly what somebody did for me, right? So now I'm able to turn around and duplicate that down for anybody that's joining my team. I'm able to like show them, first you're going to click this, and then it's going to open up to this window, and then you're going to sign in here, and then you're going to do this, so on and so forth. And like Casey was saying, once you open up the Trello board and you get used to navigating it, it is going to be your very best friend. It is on the home page of my phone. I use it 100,000 times a day. I literally just go in there and like swipe through when I'm bored and like go and take a look at what new stuff is being added, because we're constantly adding new things all of the time. I think that was all that we had. Did anybody have anything else from that? No? Okay, perfect. So yeah, use the resources. And if you don't know how to access the Trello board, ask, and somebody will get you on there. We hope that this was helpful for you guys, and we'll see you later.